Well, the Richland County Sheriff's Department arrested a man after he was released from the hospital. 31-year-old Kenardo Bates is facing several charges, including murder and kidnapping. The Columbia-Richland Fire Department found Bates and a woman with gunshot wounds when responding to a water leak. The woman died at the scene. Officials say Bates was previously dating that woman and is now being charged with her murder. CPD says this is an ongoing investigation.
On August 23, 2023, a warm afternoon in Columbia, South Carolina, firefighters arrived at an apartment building on North Brickyard Road, expecting a simple water leak. They kicked down the door, ready for burst pipes or overflowing tubs. But what they found inside was no plumbing accident. Instead, they discovered a scene of unimaginable violence. Jaylan Sarah Hasty, a 29-year-old mother, was dead from multiple gunshot wounds. And beside her, also shot, was Kenardo Bates, her ex-boyfriend. How could a mundane emergency call expose such a brutal crime? And what silent torment had Jaylan endured before that final violent outburst? Now, have you ever had a gut feeling that something was deeply wrong with someone you knew, even if they never said a word? Have you ever wondered about the hidden lives within your own neighborhood, the struggles that unfold behind closed doors, completely out of public view? This is the agonizing truth of domestic violence. It thrives in silence, often concealed by the normalcy of everyday life, until a devastating act forces it into the open. Jaylan's story isn't just about a life tragically cut short. It's about a voice, silenced in life, that would posthumously reveal a profound truth. And in her truth lies a critical warning, echoing for all of us to hear. Before we uncover the full extent of this heartbreaking account, please kindly take a moment to like this video, share it with anyone who needs to hear this vital message, and subscribe to our channel to stay informed on our next stories to come. Also, your engagement helps us bring these essential narratives to light and, hopefully, prevent future tragedies. The apartment building on North Brickyard Road in Columbia, South Carolina, was a typical scene of everyday life. Residents coming and going, cars pulling into the parking lot. Nothing out of the ordinary to suggest the horror lurking within one of its units. On that warm August afternoon, a call came in about a water leak, with a common inconvenience. Firefighters arrived, ready to handle what they believed was a simple plumbing issue. They breached the door, expecting a flooded apartment, maybe a burst pipe, but the air inside was thick with something far more chilling than dampness. It was the undeniable smell of fear and of something terribly wrong. Their training could not have prepared them for what lay just beyond the threshold. Instead of water, they found Jaylan Sarah Hasty, a 29-year-old mother, her life violently extinguished by multiple gunshot wounds. Nearby, also injured, was Kenardo Bates, her former boyfriend. A firearm was on the floor. Its presence became a stark declaration of the brutal act that had just occurred. The routine emergency call had ripped back the curtain on a private tragedy, forcing a hidden reality into the harsh light of day. The Columbia Fire Department swiftly secured the scene, and within moments the Richland County Sheriff's Department was on site. What was initially a response to a leak quickly escalated into a murder investigation. The grim discovery led to an immediate and stark classification. This was a case of domestic violence. The water leak was a front, a thin veil over a devastating act that had just taken place. But how did a private relationship escalate to such brutal public violence? And what critical secret was Jaylan forced to keep until her very last breath, like a secret that would only emerge after her death? Welcome to Theories of True Crime Stories. Kindly subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell icon so you don't miss our future posts on any of our latest true crime stories.
Dozens of people gathered this afternoon in North Columbia to honor and celebrate the life of Jaylan Sarah Hasty. She lost her life to gun violence exactly 1 year ago today.
Jaylan Sarah Hasty was more than a headline, more than a victim. She was a daughter, a friend, a creative spirit. Born on April 22, 1994, she was just 29 years old when her life was violently cut short.
I thought a nigga that watch what he do, but he can't get his bitch back said something. Wait, say it again.
Her parents, Monica Hatton and Tim Hasty, spoke of her with profound love and sorrow, and their grief was a testament to the bright light she was in their lives. Above all, Jaylan was a mother to her daughter Kensley. Monica Hatton often says Kensley is the spitting image of Jaylan, inheriting her big heart, a beautiful smile, and a caring spirit. This was a woman who poured her essence into those she loved, creating a world of warmth and connection for her child. Beyond her family, Jaylan expressed herself through graphic art and design, as a testament to her inventive mind. She also found peace and happiness in her garden, spending hours tending to plants with care. These were not mere hobbies, they were extensions of a thoughtful and engaged individual, and a quiet artist nurturing life in all its forms. It is worth noting that some reports incorrectly identified Jaylan as an assistant professor. However, her family, the most authentic source of her life details, confirms her artistic pursuits and love for gardening. These personal elements truly paint a picture of who Jaylan was, emphasizing the enormity of what was lost. This was a life full of promise, of love given and received, of quiet artistry. But beneath the surface of this truly individual young woman's life, a profound fear was taking root. A hidden narrative was meticulously documented, yet tragically kept from those closest to her. What critical secret did Jaylan carry, like a burden so heavy she couldn't share it? And why was this untold story destined to be revealed only after her final breath?
I spoke to her family members about the message they're sharing. Tears.
Grief comes in different forms and fashions, Lord God.
And prayers, but also hope and a celebration of life, releasing butterflies and balloons. Friends and family members took time to honor Jaylan Sarah Hasty Saturday afternoon, 1 year after her death, as a result of domestic violence. Many seeing Jaylan's spirit in her daughter Kensley, especially Jaylan's mother, Monica Hatton.
She is the spitting image, not just because she looks like her mom. She has a big heart, a beautiful smile, and a caring spirit, just like her mother.
She says ever since her daughter's death, her mission has been to encourage other young women walking through domestic violence.
There are people just like my daughter who don't share stories, and that's where I'm at. I want to be able to save someone else's daughter.
The immediate classification of Jaylan's death as a domestic violence case pointed directly to the nature of her connection with Kenardo Bates. He was her ex-boyfriend at 31 years old, and now her alleged killer. But the true extent of their troubled relationship remained concealed until after the devastating events of August 23rd. In the aftermath of Jaylan's death, her grieving family made a heartbreaking discovery. Tucked away, a journal. Inside, Jaylan had meticulously documented instances of abuse from Bates, dating all the way back to 2018. This wasn't an isolated incident. No, seriously, this wasn't an isolated incident. This personal record was the culmination of years of escalating fear, meticulously recorded as a private chronicle of torment. The journal became Jaylan's voice from beyond, offering an intimate, chilling glimpse into her lived reality. It validated the police's immediate assessment, providing crucial context for the tragic outcome and illuminating the insidious, escalating nature of the abuse she endured. It spoke of a struggle few had known. Jaylan's mother, Monica Hatton, expressed profound sorrow and regret that Jaylan hadn't shared these experiences with her family sooner. This sentiment underscores the immense difficulties victims face in speaking out, the fear that keeps so many silent.
Monica says it all starts with an honest conversation.
We found one of Jaylan's journal, and she's talked about things that happened way back in 2018. And if she never had the conversations with us, then we couldn't have been able to protect her, and we couldn't. But it all starts with just being able to communicate with somebody. And if it's not somebody, your parents, then it needs to be an organization, just like Chandra's organization, just like Hey Brave Girl.
Investigator Chandra Cleveland has been walking alongside this family during their grief. She says people need to speak up.
Don't let your pride get you killed, because there are times and places and organizations out here who can help you.
That's all I'm here to do, is give someone some experience with what I'm going through, some strength on how to lean on God to get it, and some hope that 365 days today is not going to be the same not even 366 tomorrow, because my feet are on the ground and I'm running toward domestic violence, toward gun violence, toward anything that's going to help the generations, my grandbabies and the grandbabies behind me, people I know and people I don't know.
Kenardo Bates was charged with Jaylan's murder, kidnapping, and possession of a weapon during a violent crime in connection with her death. He is still in jail.
Private investigator Chandra Cleveland, who has supported the Hasty family, reinforced this truth, stating that every third person may be a victim, and urging individuals in abusive situations to talk to someone, get the help that you need. Jaylan's great-grandniece, Barbara Pettis, also shared her own past experiences with domestic violence, expressing deep regret for not having provided Jaylan with the necessary tools to escape her situation. Pettis has now become a powerful advocate, urging the Supreme Court to uphold and safeguard domestic violence gun laws, connecting Jaylan's individual tragedy to a far broader societal issue. Jaylan's story, deeply personal, serves as a poignant example within a widespread crisis. The chilling details in Jaylan's journal paint a picture of a hidden struggle. If this story resonates with you, please hit that like button, leave a comment below by sharing your thoughts, and ensure you're subscribed so you don't miss our future investigations into cases like these. Every interaction helps us bring these vital stories to light. The journal revealed the depth of her suffering, the relentless grip of her abuser. But how did this documented torment culminate in the brutal scene found on that August day? What truly happened in those final terrifying moments that sealed Jaylan's fate? The hidden struggle Jaylan documented in her journal exploded into public view on August 23rd. The details of her final moments, recounted by her great-grandniece Barbara Pettis, paint a harrowing picture of a targeted and exceptionally brutal assault. According to Pettis, Kenardo Bates had been stalking Jaylan. He pulled up to her apartment, leaving his car running, a chilling sign of his intent. What followed was a rapid, violent sequence of events. Bates jumped out of his vehicle, confronted Jaylan, assaulted her, then forcibly dragged her into her own apartment. Inside, the unthinkable happened. He shot her 5 times. This was not a spontaneous outburst. This was a deliberate, aggressive act. The sequence of actions, the stalking, the forced entry, the physical attack, and the multiple gunshots, speaks to a calculated and intensely violent attack, one that highlights the terrifying escalation of domestic abuse, where victims are often most vulnerable when attempting to break free. Jaylan Sarah Hasty succumbed to her injuries at the scene, her life extinguished in that horrifying surge of violence. The gun, recovered from Bates at the apartment, unequivocally connected him to the shooting. But a puzzling detail emerged from the chaos. Kenardo Bates himself was also wounded. His injury adds a layer of complexity to the immediate aftermath. Was it a struggle over the weapon, a self-inflicted wound, or another dynamic at play within the apartment? The exact circumstances of Bates's injury remain a point of inquiry, keeping the full picture of those final, desperate moments from complete clarity. 5 gunshots, a life extinguished in a horrifying surge of violence. Bates, wounded, but survived. But as the paramedics worked to stabilize him and police secured the scene, the question hung heavy in the air. Would justice truly be served for Jaylan? And what would the long, arduous path to accountability reveal about the systems meant to protect victims like her? In the immediate aftermath of the horrific discovery, the Richland County Sheriff's Department acted swiftly. Their investigation quickly focused on Kenardo Bates, and he was arrested in connection with Jaylan's murder. Bates faced serious charges: murder, kidnapping, and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. After receiving medical treatment for his own gunshot wound at the hospital, he was transferred and booked into the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center. But for Jaylan's family, the legal process, though initiated quickly, would prove to be a prolonged and emotionally taxing journey. Nearly a year later, Kenardo Bates remains incarcerated, awaiting trial. No final verdict has been delivered, no sentencing announced. This isn't just a legal process. For a grieving family, it is a constant, painful reminder of their immense loss and the justice yet to be fully realized. The wheels of justice, while grinding forward, do so with a deliberate pace that can feel agonizingly slow to those seeking closure. In the wake of this tragedy, Sheriff Leon Lott issued a public statement and a direct appeal to the community. He urged anyone experiencing domestic violence to come forward, emphasizing the availability of compassionate victims assistance advocates, ready to provide support. This public plea highlights the recognition of domestic violence as a critical public safety issue, not merely a private family matter. The legal fight continues, but the profound impact of Jaylan's story, the urgent lessons she leaves behind, are only just beginning to unfold. Did you notice the powerful underlying current in her story about how silent suffering can, in fact, explode into public tragedy? Well, you can rewind if you missed those earlier moments. Jaylan's personal fight may have ended, but her family's struggle for accountability and their urgent message echoes louder than ever. What is the lasting legacy of Jaylan Sarah Hasty, and what essential message does her life and death demand we collectively understand and act upon? Jaylan Sarah Hasty's life was taken, but her voice, expressed through her meticulously kept journal and amplified by her family, continues to speak. In their immense grief, Jaylan's family has transformed their pain into powerful advocacy. They are not just mourning, they are fighting. Their efforts focus on raising crucial awareness about domestic violence, encouraging open communication, and working to strengthen protective measures, including critical gun laws related to abusive relationships. Barbara Pettis, Jaylan's great-grandniece, continues to be a vocal advocate, ensuring Jaylan's experience serves as a catalyst for change. Jaylan's story, therefore, transcends a single crime. It stands as a compelling call to action for all of society to recognize the signs, address the issue directly, and actively work to prevent domestic violence from claiming more lives. The core lesson from Jaylan's tragedy is stark. Speaking out can save lives. Seeking help, reaching out to others, and offering support to those who might be suffering in silence are not just acts of kindness, they are acts of survival. Jaylan, with her vibrant spirit, her love for her daughter, and her quiet artistry, lost her life because of a hidden struggle. Her life, and its brutal end, highlight the profound importance of breaking the cycle of secrecy that often surrounds abuse. Jaylan's story is a stark reminder that domestic violence impacts us all, touching every corner of our communities. If you or someone you know needs help, please know that resources are available, and you are not alone. If this video resonated with you, please kindly like it, share it widely to spread this crucial awareness, and subscribe to our channel for more real stories with vital lessons. Your support helps us amplify these crucial messages, offering understanding and potentially saving lives. Because the silence surrounding domestic violence can be just as deadly as the violence itself. Thanks for watching, and see you on our next story.